A 49-year-old permanent resident, green card holder, tries to enter JFK Airport and Customs and Border Protection officers detain him, allegedly over some really old criminal conviction that took place before he became a permanent resident, allegedly. Hey guys, I recently read this article about a permanent resident, a green card holder, who got detained and deported from JFK Airport in New York. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this because this is exactly the type of situation that the permanent resident could have avoided if he had good legal counsel. And so in case any of you are permanent residents and are considering traveling, check out this video, it might help you. So I just want to read a segment from the video. Isa Bauna, 49, a native of Niger, was stopped by Customs and Border Protection at JFK Airport. So this guy entered the US as a permanent resident and was detained in JFK Airport. He was questioned for 6 hours by CBP about his time abroad before being informed that he could not enter the US, his wife said. Fearing detention in immigration custody, he voluntarily withdrew his application for admission and returned to Niger. Although his green card had expired, it still serves as evidence of his lawful permanent resident status. During the return trip, a CBP officer confiscated the card at the airport, his wife said. We've been told that he's no longer a lawful permanent resident and can't receive travel documentation, his wife said. Okay, so this is the situation that happened here. A 49-year-old permanent resident, green card holder, tries to enter JFK Airport and Customs and Border Protection officers detain him, allegedly over some really old criminal conviction that took place before he became a permanent resident, allegedly. They basically pressure him and say, you need to withdraw your application for admission and voluntarily abandon your green card, or we're gonna detain you. They basically said, if you don't sign this form, you're gonna go to a jail. So he signed the form and was put on a repatriation flight back to Africa and lost his permanent resident status. I don't think he should have signed the form. The form, by the way, is called Form I-407. In this situation, I would have said I would rather be detained and see an immigration judge. And then I would call my lawyer, request to have me released on bond, and then I would ask an immigration judge to make a determination on my permanent residence. Because what happened here is he signed the I-407 and there's no guarantee that he's ever going to be able to legally re-enter the United States. I've heard these customs officers at some of these airports say things like, just sign this form to abandon your green card voluntarily and it'll go a long way when you go back to the consulate to get a new green card, and then you could just re-enter right away once you get your new green card. But that's not true at all. A lot of times people don't have a pathway to get a new green card, or they would have some sort of inadmissibility issue after they sign the I-407. So in this case, the guy should not have signed the I-407. He should have asked to see an immigration judge. And yeah, there's a chance he would have been detained, but oftentimes, people are only detained for a couple hours, sometimes a couple of days. I'm not trying to make light of being detained. You're in a jail. It's miserable. It's, in my opinion, inhumane oftentimes. But the alternative is not being allowed to re-enter the US. So when you're facing these two options, I would way rather not sign the I-407, take some time. Even if it means getting detained or held by ICE, I would way rather speak to an immigration judge, have my options explained before I figure out whether I want to permanently abandon my residency or try to fight this and ask an immigration judge to see the case. I've seen situations where people have refused to sign the I-407. ICE officers, customs officers have threatened to detain them. They've told them you're going to be locked up for a few weeks before a judge sees your case. And then after the person refuses to sign the I-407, a few hours later, customs officers just release them into the US and give them a notice to appear in immigration court. The person then lawyers up, shows up to immigration court, and the judge terminates the deportation proceedings and allows them to remain a permanent resident. So anyway, guys, just an advisory tale. Be careful. If you're a permanent resident, you're re-entering the US, and customs officers try to get you to sign Form I-407, I would almost always refuse. There are a couple exceptions where I would say it might be in your best interest to just sign it. Notably, if you can't remain in the US and you need to leave, it might, in some instances, be a good idea to sign I-407, but I would never do that without speaking with an attorney first, because those consequences might be permanent. If you yourself are going through an immigration process or you need an attorney to assist you, you should schedule a consultation with me, Puyan Darian. I handle immigration law cases nationwide. I could assist you with family-based immigration, naturalization, or deportation defense litigation if you find yourself in immigration court proceedings. If you need any assistance, you can find my booking information in the video description below to schedule a direct consultation with me. You could also call my office or book through my website, darianlaw.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time for another video.